Hello travelers, Tara here, and we're going to do our 6th open reading for the month of November. I want to wish, is it Sagittarius or have we moved into Capricorn now? Don't quite know. Those of you, happy birthday as we move into these final months of the final month of 2017. Let's see. There's not a whole lot, except I hope that everyone had a very good holiday season, and that if you had to travel, you were able to do so with the least amount of pain possible. I may seem awfully quiet to you guys. This happens to me on a Mercury retrograde. Virgo is ruled, I'm a Virgo sun, it is ruled by Mercury, and I have a Gemini moon, which is also ruled by Mercury. So I tend to go rather quiet in terms of readings and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to do is use this retrograde phase to actually bring back some old projects. I think I'm going to revive the tarot circle that I was doing before, the meanings of the cards. There's a couple of other things that I'm trying to revive. I've been dusting off old articles, so a lot of you probably got bombarded yesterday with 2 or 3, maybe 4 articles in the past few days. That was also a mistake. I thought I had them scheduled for a different time, but did not. Forgot to send out the newsletter, so most of you who've signed up for the free newsletter got it this morning. I will be working on the December video galleries for you. I have not forgotten that I will be posting a new video also to the metaphysical gallery. I just haven't done that yet, and I don't know when I'll be doing it. It won't be within the next 72 hours, I don't think. So I'm going to show you how to make a road opener lamp. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So we're going to just pull the cards, open the cards. Sue Park, I did receive your payment for the transit tutorial. I emailed you back to schedule. I have not heard the same day. So it's been 4 or 5 days now. I have not heard back from you. So please check your email. If not your spam folder, I don't know if that's where it went. And get back with me on scheduling, because this is the last week that I'm offering $5 off to members on the transit tutorial. I think this is really a good product. It's really rather eye-opening. I know that some of you, you know, are trying to hang on to your finances due to the holidays and things of that nature. I understand that. For those of you who are interested and think you might be able to swing that, you should really take advantage of it, because I don't know when I'll be offering that discount off again moving into the new year. All right, we have the Rider-Waite, the Radiant White deck. We have the La Vida Sibilas. We also have the Angel Answer cards. So new subscribers, welcome and thank you so much. Old subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me. A lot of you who got the Facebook membership, that will be expiring. I've finally figured out how to send you notifications to let you know that your account will be expiring. There's a special message for you in the in your members area account page when you log in, so you can read it there. I think that's pretty much it. All right. And Sheila C., to answer your question, do I shock myself sometimes? No. The answer is no. I guess that's one thing about having Pluto in his natural house is things don't tend to shock you too much. So Let's go ahead. This is a general reading. The messages will not resonate with everyone. This will apply whether same-sex, heterosexual. In order to gain any perspective or clarity into your situation does require personal reading. If you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, you simply click on the little I here that will show up in the right-hand corner. That will take you directly over to the website. Everything that you need to know about booking a reading with me is on the website. So if you want to book any products or services with me, they have to be done through the website. You can also find a link to the website in the description box underneath the video and also in the About box section of my channel. All right, here we go. 9 cards down. I want to get some more incense across the table. All of a sudden, it just feels like time is standing still. This month has gone by so fast, and now it's just like everything is at a standstill. I don't know if that's the actual feeling or if it's me being affected by my Mercury retrograde. We do have a full moon coming up. It will be the moon in Gemini. So let's see what the cards have to say. 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups, 5 of Swords. Oh, 1 second. Wow, that's an ugly line. 1 second. Good morning. How are you today? Okay. Mike, hermano, you say walk over here in the kitchen today. See? Okay. And then it will only 4 times. Okay, come on, because I'm doing a video right now. I'm marking my videos. Okay. Come on. This is my maintenance guy, Mr. Timon. Come on in, Mr. Timon. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's right there. That's going to be a big job. It's too much. Yeah, it's going to be a big job.
Where?
The hole?
Okay.
Right there.
Sí. ¿Es okay? ¿Over here o allá? Oh, mira.
Yeah. Mikey, put that down Friday.
Oh, Mike este?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Mike.
All right. I'm sorry that I had to do that, but they're coming in to do some repairs. I'm just going to leave that portion in. I pulled those cards up because I didn't want their energy getting on the cards. So let's do this again. I've got about 30 minutes before they come back. And that's how Mercury retrograde works. You plan on doing something and then it just don't go through. All right, here we go. 9 cards down. The Hierophant has come out. The Moon has come out. Wow, and the Tower. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? 3 major arcana cards. 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. There's our Gemini card. Moon in Gemini. Knight of Wands. 2 of Wands. Wow. And the Knight of Cups. Well, there's a lot going on. Let's see what's underneath the deck. Here is the Justice card. So I'm looking at a bunch of people involved here, perhaps 3 people, all on the same, maybe generally around the same age. 3 different temperaments: air, fire, and or water. I have, in terms of repeater numbers, 2 5s. The Hierophant is a 5. And the 5 of Pentacles. 5s speak to changes beyond your control. That's first and foremost. So this is about things happening that are, in one sense, beyond your control, outside influences. For many of you, this is going to be, I think, this Mercury retrograde, perhaps a volatile time for you. in terms of either the way you do things, trying to get things done, perhaps, and not being able to, maybe having to abandon some kind of project quite suddenly due to some unforeseen event. This could be really about finances. I do, the reason why I say that, even though I only have one coins card here, is that the Hierophant rules the sign of Taurus. This is also a Venus card, okay? Venus rules beauty, appreciation, harmony, and love. But it is not the kind of fickle, it's not the kind of long lasting kind of a love, okay? In one respect, it can be very fickle. In other words, falling in love with somebody because of the way they look, or being with someone because of what they have to offer you. But it also, Taurus also rules your own personal monies, your values. What will you or will you not sell your soul for? Who and what is more precious to you than gold? Okay. So this is about your movable possessions, your personal bank account, your own property that you own. Let's say if you own yourself, own a condo or a house, your car, your jewelry. These are your personal movable possessions. And I see that for some of you here, you know, I think something, if it has not come to light for you, it will be coming to light for you. And the reason why I say that, this is past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. So for some of you, this is really something may have just now come to light for you. For others of you, this is going to be playing out, I think, through December. Most definitely through the, what do you call it? Through the Mercury retrograde. So I'm really, the energy coming off of this spread is this is going to be a really kind of a jarring next 6 to 8 weeks. We have moved, we're in the retro shade phase. That's the 2 weeks before the planet actually slows down. Mercury will be slowing down December 2nd. So it's coming up. And this is why I offered you the transit tutorial, because I think typically when Mercury is in retrograde, it speaks to you not having all of the information in which to make a decision. And we can see that here. This is, twos always speak to dualities, options, and choices. So for some of you, this could be walking away from one thing, or suddenly something happening and you're having to drop something and or someone or a particular relationship, when suddenly out of the blue, another one comes in, another offer comes in, or some news comes in. And it's actually some news that it's like something coming back around. Now, in the nodes articles that I posted over the weekend, we're talking about the return of people and situations. This is a representative of Leo energy, fire energy. Leo rules the 5th house, babies, lovers, children, junior demographics. So this could be children's charities, grandchildren, ex-lovers, new lovers coming in that have children of their own. This is about your own creativity and your own joy. So the nodes, here we have the Martian Uranian energy, the tower. Uranus is ruled, the sign of Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus. Uranus is the liberator, but he also speaks to rebellion and revolution. So this is something coming in quite unexpectedly. Typically, though, when you see the Tower card, what it's telling you is that whatever this thing is that has collapsed, it wasn't built on something solid to begin with. So this could be like the sudden loss of something, okay? The sudden loss of your job. Maybe you have investments here, and suddenly your investments tank and they go south. Well, that's because it wasn't built on something solid anyway. I mean, it's a speculation, so to speak. This really tells me, this top row here, and I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana, and then 3. This really kind of looks to me like I don't want to say an affair, but some type of news or something that has been hidden Here's the moon coming in. The moon and Uranus, that can be a very volatile energy because the moon represents our emotions. Okay, what does it take for us to feel safe and secure? But it also speaks to our deepest fears, our worst psychological demons that can come forth that we try to hold at bay. And the reason why I keep saying that there's some kind of secret that is revealed is because of these two keys at the base of the Hierophant's feet, and they speak to some kind of secret knowledge. Now, this card can also represent marriage. So for some of you, this could be an ex. You get the news that an ex is getting married out of the blue, and I've seen that happen. You've been with the person for quite a long time. Then you break up. You were thinking or waiting around that the person was going to finally, ask you to marry him, whatnot. Maybe you've even been living with the person, then suddenly you break up. You find out the person's been having an affair. Then you look up 2-3 weeks later, and the person has announced on Facebook that they are getting married. I have seen that happen. I have seen, it looks as though there's somebody else coming in, though, that gives you an opportunity to kind of move through this. This 8 of Cups. We have the Hierophant and the 8 of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands. Tells me that this is something that has occurred before. It's not the first time that this has happened. And I think what the surprise is that not necessarily that you find out that it has happened again. What the surprise, the message that I keep getting, the surprise is the fact of how long it has been going on. That's what I'm picking up, that it's actually been something that's been happening behind the scenes or under the surface for a lot longer than what you even imagined. He represents some form of security, commitment, contracts, something solid, okay, and immovable. That's a fixed energy. But this tells me that whatever this thing is, this is the aha moment for some of you, okay? Right in the center, I have this Mercury in Taurus card. And for some of you, this really is going to be some kind of financial hit. Now, if not a hit necessarily, it may, when all seems lost, this is what I'm being told. When all seems lost, man, I done sunk my last dollar into this particular project. I have invested all of my time and energy, and I'm losing because I just got shafted in this deal. And then suddenly it comes roaring back to life. See that? It's completely stopping. See? It's like you're walking in, you're walking out of the picture here when suddenly the news comes. The news is coming from something previous, something that you already know. It comes, these are 2 of the fastest knights in the deck. Okay? Now, with this fire energy, fire is very quick. This is about jumping on whatever this thing is. It's about jumping on it because I don't think it's going to last long. But the problem is that we don't have enough information, or we feel that we don't have enough information to really make an informed decision. And I think those 3 cards that came out before, the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords, it's kind of picking up on that theme. Matter of fact, let me go through here and see if I can find those particular cards. For some of you, this may be about a legal issue coming back, roaring back to life, just when you thought everything was over and done with. Those were the 3 cards. In which case, it gives me 3 5s. The Hierophant, the 5 of Coins, and the 5 of Swords speaks to exciting times, dynamic energy coming in, things changing quite quickly, quite suddenly. Again, 5 speak to outside influences coming in. 7s speak to some type of internal conflict. There's a lot of shit going on here. That's the only way I can say it, because the energy is, this is just a weird spread. It's not weird in the sense that the energy is weird. It's weird in the sense of the way the cards have come out. Here we have the 8 of Swords, being stuck in one place and not seeing options on how to get out of this. Well, 2 8s, in effect, say that there's going to be some kind of news that affects a relationship. Again, there's 3 people in that card. So this is really some kind of relational issue that has come about. One offer returns from the past. One relationship collapses. You have to walk away. But in walking away from it, it's allowing you to move forward, taking your own cup with you when you go. And I think that some of you are hesitant to do so. That's a tentative kind of a move. He hasn't even stuck his foot in the water. Not sure. Here is the Justice card. This is the overall energy of the card. So the Justice card is telling me that this is about something being rebalanced, losing one thing and gaining another. I mean, you know, I think if I had to just say off the top of my head, if I'm going to have this spread for myself personally, the card that I'm really glad did not come out would be the 3 of Swords, because this doesn't look like anything painful. It just looks like something that changes everything for you. So the Justice card says that responsible people will be fairly compensated or vindicated. Liars and cheaters will be caught. But it's also about the balance. This is Libra. And guess what? Venus rules Libra. So I think for a lot of you, this could even be property issues. And the reason why I say that is because Gemini rules neighborhoods and siblings. So for some of you, this could be a dispute between siblings, perhaps over some kind of property or finances. For others of you, this could be a relationship that has been in dispute. For others of you, this could be perhaps the meeting of someone, and now you have to, how do we marry our stuff together? How do we do that? Well, maybe you've got to get a prenuptial agreement, or maybe you've got to write out some kind of contractual agreements, because Justice rules is the sign of Libra, and Libra rules contracts. It is the house of legalities, but it also speaks to open enemies. Okay, it's the 7th house of partnership. This is business partnerships, friendships, familial relationships. I feel that for some of you, you're walking away, or the division of might be the best thing for you. Remember, I said who and what is most important to you, what's worth more than gold. Sometimes the money that you can get, or the things you're trying to hang on to, can imprison you, in the sense that sometimes you have to lighten your load. Is it really worth it fighting over something, you know? And sometimes it's easier just to let things go. But why? Because they're things. I mean, you can't put a price tag on peace of mind. You can't put a price tag on feeling secure within yourself. You can't put a price tag on that. That's something you cannot purchase, you cannot buy. So what I want to do is go to some of you right now don't know. Some of you right now are contemplating walking away, but you're still not sure about it. Do I still stand and fight? Well, we have choices, and that's what that card is all about. For others of you, this problem in effect will resolve itself quite suddenly out of the blue. Now, because this is occurring in a Mercury retrograde, double check the fine print. Look at the terms and conditions. Listen. If this is about negotiations, listen to what the other person has to say. Think on it, and then say what you have to say, and then listen some more. Do your research as much as you possibly can. It helps to always have a second set of eyes and ears to help you. Typically, this is speaking to people who have been there and done that within your same situation. For some of you, indeed, this is a return of something. I want to pull cards on this. It's almost like the cards are saying for some of you, if you can get the property issue situated, if you leave this particular relationship, whether it is business, whether it is romance, whether it is familial or a friendship, you know that thing, don't never loan your friends and family any money unless you don't want to get it back. You know, don't even expect to get it back. But some of you, what I'm picking up is that whatever this loss is, it will bring you something else completely unexpected. So even though there's all this confusion and upset and you know, sometimes the moon card can represent fear, but what it's really telling me, look, for some of you, this is going to go back to the August 21st eclipse, the Great American Eclipse. Eclipse season starts in February of 2018. So this could be some kind of chart or point or angle that's being made in your chart. Well, during the month of August, that is the sign of Leo. Children, babies, lovers, junior demographics. This could be a custody issue coming back around. There's definitely a third party involved in this. It's all over this spread. 3 people here. The wolf, the dog, and the crustacean coming out of the water. Something that has been protected and hidden for quite some time. The 3 court cards here. The 3 people in this card. Now, this says in some sense that whatever this thing was, remember these cards were laid out here. Remember? They were up there when I first laid the spread. Now, this gives me a whole new perspective. So what do I have? A 12 card spread now. This card says that for some of you, you felt as though you weren't able to make a move. There was a lot of confusion within yourself, but you decided to either say something or do something. And in one sense, this says that to me, that in whatever that thing was that you did or that you said, you see, it's still a decision, an option, a choice. See those 2 swords there? So this still tells me that some of you are not even sure that you did the right thing. This says that you have, in effect, maintained some kind of victory. You won something for yourself. But we know that it's not, I think some of you may know that it's not fully over. Look at this. And then this. That suddenly you were waiting, you weren't sure what happened, so the universe made the choice for you. So, and this is the only eclipse card in the deck. This could play out, as I was saying, all the way, you know, the Mercury retrograde doesn't end until like January 10th. It comes out of the retrograde phase. Then there's only a few weeks before we move into the first eclipse in February. And whenever you need to eclipse, when you want to get rid of something and move to the next stage, use eclipses to do it. For some of you, this may have been some kind of relationship issue that cropped up back in August. around the eclipse, but it's making a return now. Mercury in Taurus. Mercury is about money-making ideas. But we know that he's going into retrograde phase. So whatever this thing is, I'm here to tell you that it will go backwards and forwards for quite some time. Many of you still don't have all of the information that you need. And indeed, someone may be hiding something from you. This illusions. The two keys. The moon. Here we have ourselves either feeling as though somebody's hiding something from us or being so blind that we ourselves can't see. That can be the victim card. You know, why did this happen to me? I'm going to take a look at this Tower card. Padrona de servizio. She's a helper, positive, always, like a verb. Speranza, the hope card, but it is also can be the card of fear. The giovane fanciulla, attraction to a young girl. But this card to me can also sometimes represent the virgin. This is the woman, the single woman who's really able to take care of herself. I think for some of you, this is the message that I keep getting is that this is somebody new who's shown up on the scene. For some of you, this could be a work issue, a rival at work or in your business, someone who came in, the person came in under the pretense of helping you. But instead, what they've done is help themselves. Now, if that situation doesn't fit for you, this is really about the liberation, whatever this thing that crumbles, this is about the liberation of being able to be free, your hope of being able to take care of yourself to become an independent person. In other words, whatever has fallen apart or gone downhill in a way, remember I said the Tower, Uranus brings you revolution, okay? Liberation. So this is about being able to think outside of the box. Oh my God, this shit happened to me, but what can I really do with this? Now I'm freed up to do something different. How do I look at that and take this and make it something good? Because you're being given the opportunity, whether you realize it or not. That's why I say have your plan A, B, C, and D back up when Mercury retrograde comes in. Because, you know, 100% things will change. Nothing is going to, people are going to renege. They're going to change their mind. If you were, you know, someone said they were going to buy your house, then all of a sudden their loan falls through. Sometimes I have seen the moon with the Tower card to speak about floods. So this could be some kind of foundational structural issue that comes up, no matter how you look at it. There are no fours here. So I don't really necessarily believe this is about a home, but that's one interpretation that can come through. What I want to look at is this 8 of Cups here. The Gran Signore, the Stanza, and the Pensiero. Now that's interesting. Most definitely we're dealing with, this is the man of property, the man with a good reputation, a high society, but he's also like the King of Cups, okay? The Stanza, this is the card of communication, but yet there's nobody there. Now, I don't know if you can see up close. See, it looks, there's passionate communication in the sense that maybe there were arguments and fights. and now nobody's talking to each other. Okay? There's nobody there. Remember? These fives here. Someone meditating on that. In other words, I keep sensing there's a negotiation, a return. I keep getting negotiations. That's my guides keep saying. I keep hearing the word negotiations, negotiations, some kind of contractual issue, negotiations. How do you get in there and negotiate the best deal for yourself? Venus and Libra, and it's kind of, it's two sides of the same coin. This is my personal crap. Okay, this is my crap that I have together with somebody else. How do I make it so that we don't become open enemies? How can I get the best deal out of it, and the other person can get the best deal out of it? And if we have to part, everybody can walk away pretty much with what they want. This is a pivotal card. Desperate jealousy. Allegrezza al cuore. Wow. And the Wheel of Fortune has come out. Fortuna. Indeed. The Italians also call Fortuna the tempest. The storm. This is a message coming in. Desperate jealousy means excessive attachment to a situation. This is a negative card. It's not necessarily about jealousy, but it is about the idea or the concept of not being able to let something go. We see somebody in deep thought about this. The news coming in, something, the Allegrezza al cuore. Now, the Sibilas are quite specific in the two types of happiness. There's happiness with family and friends, and then there's your personal happiness, the happiness of the heart, Allegrezza al cuore. And then the Fortuna card. Now, this is the Wheel of Fortune. Look at the cornucopia. Look at the banner. The banner makes an announcement. This is something coming in for you. Through the fact that we see that things are changing, and it's going to be a volatile kind of a change, an upheaval, something that comes out of the blue for some of you, or something that out of whatever all of this foolishness at the top is, because as you can see, these are, kind of ugly cards, and then it just kind of smooths out into something really nice. So sometimes through tragedy and misfortune, it really is an opportunity to reset the scales, to balance things out, to accept the loss in order to get something better. This is the word negotiation keeps coming up. What I want to do, I'm going to take 3 cards and put them across these 5 cards here, because that's just ugly. It really is. And this could be some kind of fight over traditional values of some sort, family values, religious beliefs or ideology, financial, educational, anywhere there's some kind of hierarchical structure, or where you're expected to toe the line of social norms. See that key there? Sort of like Prince Harry, who announced his engagement today, made it official, to Meghan, I think it's her name, Markle. I'm not sure. I never even heard of that girl. I did not know she was biracial. Her dad was white. Her mother was black. She's going to be a biracial princess in England. What? That's unheard of. So, he's expected to get married and produce heirs, but wasn't nobody expecting that, guarantee. I didn't even know that about that girl, whoever she is. 3 cards. The letter. Riunione. Leggerezza. Well, interesting, 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 interesting. The letter is just that. Some kind of news coming. La riunione can be the meeting or the reunion, but it can also speak to a job interview. And then the leggerezza speaks to the lightness of being, the tact, the sensibility, the irritability. And I would dare say that all of this crap would have made you irritable. Huh. This is very strange. Just the way the cards have come out. Let me look at this Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords can, he's coming in to break up whatever this is. He's coming in to just bust it all up. Definitely, this is a past situation coming back. Now, for those of you who've been with me for a long time, y'all know Mercury retrograde, old lovers come back. But old opportunities come back as well. It's like being offered a second bite at the apple. Now, no matter what the situation is, if you want to get back with that old ex, that person returning, you can do that. But know that because it's falling under the Mercury retrograde, it may not last. Again, negotiations. What do you want? The person will leave just as quickly as they came. It's to complete unfinished business to allow you to close that part out. If this is about some kind of past business opportunity, maybe the first time it came around, you weren't in a position or in a place where you could take advantage of that. And now some bad crap didn't happen. And this opportunity comes around. Move carefully through this. Move carefully through it and check, particularly if this is about signing any kind of contracts. I'm telling you, I keep getting the word negotiations. I'm being shown an apple with a bite in it. Some of you are going to be assisted by an old friend. That's why there are 3 people here. And for some of you, I'm picking up there's 2 situations. For some of you, this may be a marriage that's ending. It's been quite contentious. You're not exactly sure what the hell's going on. Maybe you've not even been getting very good legal advice. In which case, do your own. Look, you can go to the public library. That's why it pays to have a library card, people. I know a lot of y'all don't want to read. Y'all like to do y'all shit on the internet. But there's nothing like having a book in your hand where you can actually lay that thing out and look at it. You can go to the public library, and each public library has updated versions of all of the law books, Black's Law, all of the law books, state law, federal law. Go in, look for the law book that's going to have your specific case that applies to you and read it. Read the law so you'll know it for yourself. All right. That way, if your lawyer's telling you crap, you can come back and say, no. You know, there was a case, whatever the case may be. Like if this is about child support, there's an act called the EURISA Act. The URIFA or EURISA. URISA, URIFA. The EURIFA Act. That talks about child support payments between states. There is a state EURISA, the state act, and then there is the EURIFA, which is the federal act. And the federal act in that case kind of trumps the state law. In other words, let's say that you're moving. You've been getting child support payments and you move to a state. And all of a sudden when you get there, the child support payments get all funky or weird. Okay? That's because the new state who's handling them has their own set of state laws about how they disperse or handle child support. If they're really jacking you around, you can invoke your RIFA Act, which is the federal law written by Bill Clinton, 1999, 2000. This is coming back around with the notes. The federal act says that no matter what state you move from to with child support, that state that you move to, the original jurisdiction of the case stays with the state in which the child support originated in. What that means is, let's say where you move from, you were getting child support payments every week, but the new state you moved to, they're trying to give you that crap once a month. And they're going to tell you, well, that's just how we do it. Well, okay. But federal law says, if I've been getting that crap from the originating state every week because he gets paid every week or she gets paid, because sometimes females need to be paying child support too. If that comes every week, damn it, she's supposed to get her crap every week. I don't know how y'all are going to figure that out, but that's what y'all need to do. So the federal act will trump the state act in that case. How do I know this? Because I had to do that myself. And I learned that by going to the public library and pulling down a damn law book. So, because what they were telling me wasn't making any sense. So, this is about being helped. Message coming from far away, an old friend. This is really about speaking to somebody who's been there and done that. Maybe I am that person for some of you. I don't know. All right. See, you're not going to be able to find all of that crap on the internet. It's going to be so much shit for you to sift through. You're not going to be able to find the information that you know. So that's why you go to the public library. And you get one book and you look at it. Sometimes the Mercury retrograde can be about so much information coming in, you don't know what to do with it. So you have to narrow your focus. What did my friend always say? She always laughs at me when I tell her there's more than one way to skin a cat. Indeed, there is. All right. Oh, wow. A year from now, the end of 2018 into 2019, major changes. I've been looking at it in the charts through the transits. Major changes. And what you do now is going to lay the foundation for how things go by the end of this year, next year. So where do you want to be? The event you are asking about will occur within this year. Well, this year's almost over, or soon after. During this time interval, you're encouraged to stay optimistic and to continue with self-care activities and other preparations for your desire. Remember that other people's free will choices are involved. Your angels are presently working behind the scenes on your behalf, even if you can't immediately see the evidence of your answered prayers. That legality thing, it's coming up with the Hierophant. I really feel for some of you, this is about either child support or alimony. You know, is some women need to be paying child support too. So if you're a single dad out there and she's supposed to be paying child support and she's not doing it, or she's trying to be jerky because you had to move perhaps for a job, another opportunity, research that. I don't always agree with the courts that the mother is always the best caretaker for the child. So if you're a single dad out there and you're going through this, you know, it's going to behoove you to do the research yourself. Okay. So matter of fact, I got my crap changed. They were able to, they switched it back the way it was. I had to raise holy hell. I called all the way down to the state attorney general's office with my thing. They were like, well, are you a lawyer? Hell no, I'm not a lawyer, but I can read. Shit, I'm not stupid. So there you have it. And I hope those messages helped. Until next time, namaste.